You guys have waited a long time for this, so I'm very proud to present to you my $10,000 gaming desk setup. Now before we start, this is not actually my full setup. My full setup at home costs $15,000, and that includes an awesome chair, room, everything is done up properly, so that video will be coming in about 2 months' time. So let's start with the keyboard, and we have the QPad MK90. This is one of the most high-end keyboards you can actually buy now. It has probably the most advanced LED lighting system you can actually find on the market. Every single key can light to a total of 16 million colors in pretty much any pattern humanly imaginable. It uses Cherry MX Red mechanical switches, which basically means it's optimized for gaming. Having said that, it's a hell of a lot of fun to use for just about anything. Whilst I did find myself making probably a few more mistakes than with my standard membrane keyboard, the increase in typing speed was well worth the trade-off. There's media keys, programmable keys, and even an inbuilt USB hub, so pretty much anything you could want from a keyboard. Moving on to the mouse, we have the RAT5. Now this is by the company Cytec, who make the Cyborg series of products. To be honest, I kind of only really bought it because of how it looks. In my books, if tech was ever sexy, it would be embodied in this product. I think it looks amazing, it feels amazing, it's really heavy. It does also have adjustable keys, lots of different gaming modes, but to be honest I don't really use them too much. But the aggressive design language and really high quality components make this a mouse I could recommend. My PC has just been replaced. I used to be running off a GTX 680 and an i5 2500K, and everything has been overhauled, and this thing is a monster. But to start with, for the case, I went for the Corsair 780T. It's one of the few big ATX cases I could find that actually had the white and black color scheme, which is kind of what I'm going for, especially for my home setup. It's got amazing airflow, but it's probably a tad on the loud side. When it comes to the inside, we've got the i7 6700K, which is water cooled by one of the best coolers on the market. For the graphics card, I decided to go for the GTX 980 Ti, which was literally the most powerful single GPU you can buy on the market. And then, knowing my luck, literally a week later the GTX 1080 was released. I cry every time. Backing that up, we've got 32GB of DDR4 RAM. We've got a 500GB Samsung M2 SSD, followed by a 1TB Samsung Evo Pro as my sort of backup drive. And then to top it all off, we've got a Creative Sound Blaster ZXR 7.1 audio card and a killer AC Wi-Fi setup. The monitor in question is LG's 34-inch 21:9 ratio monster. Now this thing costs $800, which is a heavy investment for a monitor, but it's one of the most spacious screens I've ever used. You get a significantly higher field of vision when you're playing games, and when you're not, I mean the multitasking possibilities are endless. Attached to the monitor, I have the Toby Ix Eye Tracker, which can actually add a lot of functionality to your PC. You can log on just by sitting down on your chair, or actually look around inside of games without even touching your mouse. And then we have a custom-built MacBook Pro. It uses the Mrwhosetheboss colors. Costed a bit extra, but I'd say well worth the price. It's also the most powerful spec you can actually buy right now. Now, although this was the most expensive piece of equipment on the whole setup, it's not actually the most powerful. In fact, the most powerful MacBook you can buy pales in comparison to the PC. But the only thing is, I needed something that was portable and also something that runs macOS for me to do my video editing on. So it was more of a convenience than anything. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see my full room $15,000 setup, then be sure to slap that subscribe button and let's try and hit 800 likes. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Mrwhosetheboss, and this is Insanely Cool Tech.